when I was a kid in the 60s, even into the 70s, they had what they would call seasonal films that would come out in the theater, like and one of them was the one of the great cinematic masterpieces called The Christmas That Almost Wasn't.
I've never heard of this.
And it starred the great Rossano Brazzi. Do you know that? Do you know Rossano?
Sounds like we should be related. He's a paisan, right?
You never heard of Rossano Brazzi?
No.
So, and AJ's heard me say this over his name, because of that, knowing that name. When it gets cold and nasty out, Rossano Brazzi is back. Right? So, by the way, Rossano Brazzi, by the time this podcast comes out, Rossano Brazzi is going to be crossing the whole East Coast.
Yeah, we are bracing and buckling down. We might not have a choice but to lock down. We're 10 to 14 inches we're supposed to get.
So,
and I'm not talking about show where I'll be there.
So when the ad would come on and he was the named star, you'd think it would be like, ooh, Alan Ladd and Dick Van Dyke. But it's like The Christmas That Always Wasn't. Rossano Brazzi as Scrooge, and then they would go to the clip that was going to make you want to go to the movie, and there was Brazzi, and then he'd say, "A Merry Christmas, I do not think."
This guy sounds like the original Borat.
Right.
Yeah.
Rossano Brazzi is Scrooge.
Wow.
I just, these things pop. I remember things from 55 years ago better than 5 days ago. But but we want everyone to have a Merry Christmas.
Absolutely.
And not let Rossano Brazzi mess it up.
Rossano Brazzi, if you would have that sounds like, oh my goodness.
Tomorrow, keep it in your back pocket. Because tomorrow, assuming this forecast is right, which often they are, and the snow is coming down, you could say to Sarah, "Oh no, here comes Rossano Brazzi."
And she'll look at me and she'll say, "That sounds like one of those wrestling cards you've got in the mail that you know nothing about."
Well, we're folks, if you're a listener of Last Stop Penn Station, you'll certainly want to listen. Ian's got his own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell the Last Stop Penn Station fans about your new show?
Sure. So Carrie and I, we're having a little bit of fun. We've been, during the quarantine, the collecting bug has bit us pretty hard. And we've been working on collecting these vintage wrestling cards. I've been working on the 1955 Parkhurst set, Carrie on the 1954 set, and I fell ass backwards into an entire set.
What a score he made.
I had one of the greatest eBay steals of all time. And I got the entire 121 card set for a very reasonable price, almost less than the cost of grading each card by itself. And some of the wrestlers in the set, Buddy Rogers, Lou Thez, Vern Gagne, are names that most wrestling fans, even the newest wrestling fans, know. These are bona fide Hall of Fame A-list stars. There are some, like Tex McKenzie, who ardent wrestling fans would know, really hardcore historians. And there are others that have stumped myself and yourself.
They had a cup of coffee.
And somehow made it into this beautiful set. So on youtube.com/Ian Riccaboni, and we'll link it to Last Stop Penn Station, all that fun stuff. You'll probably be able to see it on our social media, on Instagram and things like that as well. We are doing 55 and 5, where I asked Carrie to identify in 5 minutes or less who the wrestler on the card is, and we've taped a couple of those. We've had some fun. Those will roll out in the next couple of days or weeks, and we're really excited. Basan Creative, AJ, has been helping us with those, and some of the names we've drawn so far, some of them have been gimmies.
Well, Ian threw me some softballs in the I'm not going to reveal them, but in the first 5, which we did tonight. I don't think it's a big secret, but we did tonight. We did 5 of them, and he threw me some softballs. But then he came in with a knuckleball, and we're just going to leave the name out. But
I felt like Joe Necro using the
or
sandpaper.
Jim Bouton.
Yeah, or Jim Bouton. Oh, I was using sandpaper on that last one. I'm scuffing the ball up.
But it's a lot of fun. As far as wrestling memorabilia, let me get this out of the way.
Please,
You know,
and if you don't know, you can see Last Stop Penn Station on YouTube, and we post teaser clips, and Carrie's posted this piece online, but this is beautiful.
yeah, I somehow the Carl von Hess. Somehow, someone emailed me, a guy I was buying posters from, and he had a Carl von Hess. He bought out the Carl von Hess estate or parts of it.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And he wanted to know if I was interested in these posters. And I got about 7 or 8 of them. And here's one that has a lot of, let me hold it up so the fans can see it.
Now, the big thing is it says no TV, and that was important because that indicated, hey, this is not going to be shown on television. You got to be here to see it, right? Because TV was booming at the time.
Right.
It would air on local TV, certainly in New York.
Right. So this is telling you right away, you have to go see this live.
Right.
But there's some other things. First of all, they're claiming that it's $1 million wrestling match. Now, what does this mean?
Well, yeah, please.
We don't know.